We are back. Another Wednesday. 2 Wednesdays in a row. Dave, we're rocking it now.
And then next Wednesday,
It's a holiday.
we may be live from WinStar.
I think we will be. Absolutely.
We are nearly sure we will be live from WinStar.
Yeah, I think so. That's the plan. We will see if it works out or not. We are going to be. If we are going to do a live, it's going to be a little earlier in the evening because we have to get up very early again for our flights out to Sloticon Thursday morning. So, So hopefully, if you guys are going to be around the WinStar area next Wednesday, make sure you look for us. You know where it will be. Rome non-smoking.
You should know where we're going to be now.
I know at this point, yeah.
You got to try that Star Watch Magma game.
I'll try it.
I mean, it's $2 a spin.
Is that your favorite now because you hit the maxi on it?
No, I liked it because when I played it with Bill, and Bill hit the maxi or the Mac Mega, whatever it was, when we were playing, and I was like, I'm never going to hit that because you always expect the minor and the mini.
It seems like a fun game because I like the fact that whenever the little gems land, you actually get them instead of having to get 6.
Right. Or you have that 3 connecting.
Will just show up anytime. Yeah, I think that's cool.
Plus a train at the end. That pisses me off so much on Luxury Line.
Yeah, that's right.
Big number, purple train, big number. Nothing.
Penny pinching. If I were to guess, we would probably go live around 7 p.m. Central Time.
That sounds about right.
I think that's probably what we'll end up doing. We'll go for about an hour, and then kill it and then take off. So, hope to see you there or see you on the live. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So
pinching, that was about 7 p.m.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, but he said, "What? Sorry, what time?"
That was what I was answering.
Okay.
I'm just messing with you, man.
Double answering.
Yeah. We're always clobbering over each other. All right, guys. So we're going to start something a little different for our lives going forward. We thought we'd kind of mix it up a little bit and kind of get some topics going. You know, every single week we're going to pick a topic and we'll kind of give our opinions on it, discussion. But we want to hear from you while we're talking about it in the comments section below. So if you have any stories, we're going to ask you for stories and opinions and all that kind of stuff. So let us know in the comments. We'll put your comment up and we'll just kind of have a good discussion here. I think it's important, you know, some of the things that we're going to talk about on this one, as well as any future Q&A shows that we do, are topics that aren't typically covered very often and stuff that I think we should all be very open and conversational about. And so I'm hoping this will be a good opportunity for you guys to kind of jump in and let us know, you know, your thoughts and opinions on the topics that we choose. And if you have any ideas for topics for future episodes, always let us know with that in the comments or in the live chat. We're going to look there. In the meantime, we'll talk for about 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. And in the meantime, we will do your Q&A like we always do. So start asking those questions now. And then when we get to the Q&A section, we'll start firing those away. And then we also have some little small news items and stuff that we'll kind of sprinkle in throughout the time. All right. So today's topic, we thought we'd start with responsible gaming. You know, the dirty word, the word nobody wants to talk about.
No, responsible gaming is not the dirty word.
I know.
Problem gaming is, and that's the problem.
Well, what I'm saying is responsible gaming is an idea or a topic that people don't really want to bring forward to discuss. That's kind of what I was meaning to that. But you are right. Problem gaming is what we're trying to avoid. Yeah. Responsible gaming is what we're trying to get into. That's what we're trying to do.
Right.
We're trying to be better gamblers and not carry around the label of being a problem gambler. We don't want to get to that point, right? Because typically if you are considered a problem gambler, it's probably time for you to just get out completely. But to prevent you from getting there, we got to talk about responsibility in gaming. There is a couple things that I want to kind of start out with that I've been thinking about when it comes to this. And the first thing is we need to all realize that casinos are a business. It's a place of entertainment. Yes, it's different than going to the movies or going to a show or something like that, but it's still a place where adults go for entertainment value, right? They're getting some excitement with spending some money, right? There's a chance to win. There's always a chance to win. If nobody won ever, or you never won ever, you would never keep going. Like that's just how it is. And a lot of people look down upon casinos saying, they're just manipulative and in some respects maybe, but the thing is that they are a business just like anything else. They have a bottom line. Walmart needs to sell a certain number of products to meet their goals every single month. Casinos need to get a certain number of people in there playing every single month to meet their goals and stuff like that. It's just a different business model. But the thing is, and this is where it gets a little bit different from, just general entertainment with going to a movie or something like that. And that is that you have to be a little bit more educated, and you have to be a little bit more aware of what is going on when you are in there for entertainment. And that's the thing that a lot of us just don't practice as often as we should. I'm guilty of it. I'm going to try to do better. We all need to try to do better. And that is getting a plan together before you go into the casino, realizing that they are not there to protect you in case you kind of go on tilt or you lose your mind or you start betting unlike you normally do. They're not there to tap you on the shoulder and tell you to stop, okay? They're there to get you to continue to play. So they're going to keep encouraging you to play by giving you free play and inviting you to tournaments and free rooms and all of these things. Those are there to get you to keep playing. That is their business model. So we have to be strong going into a casino, realizing that they're not going to be there to hold our hand. Okay. So some of the things we talk about on this channel, I want to throw some ideas, and I want Dave to give some ideas too. The first thing is always for me is to have a plan. The time to have a plan going into the casino is not when you sit down at the first machine and say, all right, let me get the wallet out. Here we go. That is not the time to figure out what it is that you're going to be doing, what you would like to accomplish, when is your stopping point, those types of things. You need to do that in the car on the way, the plane ride on the way, whatever the case is. Another quick tip, don't just run right into the casino and start playing. Go up to your room first, kind of chill out, get your plan together, get your session figured out, how much you're going to take down at a time, and just kind of chill out a little bit before you go down, because your blood's flowing. You guys know it. I know it. There have been times in the past where I've literally parked a car and started running into the casino. I think we did that as a joke on one of the videos,
Yep.
Guys, that's not the time. You got, if you're doing that, that's not good, right? You need to calm down, get your plan together, and go in. Dave, what are some of the things that what are some of the things that you do when it comes to thinking about responsible gaming before you walk into a casino?
For me, the number one thing is budget. Before I even go to the casino, as soon as the thought comes in my head, we're going to the casino, it's my budget. What have I set aside to play with? What is the extra money in my life? The money I would use to go to the movies, to dinner, whatever I was going to do for entertainment, that's the money I've set aside for it. It is dedicated money for entertainment. It's not any associated bills. To me, before you do anything, budget first and know how much you have. Once you know how much you have, that's when, to me, it comes with, okay, what am I going to do first? Where am I going to go first? What am I going to play first? And the budget sort of dictates everything. It really dictates where you're starting from, where you see yourself in half the day, or even a full day or a full weekend. So to me, it all starts with budget.
Yeah, I think it's obviously a good point. And part of that kind of checklist before you go in is not only your budget for that visit, but if it's a multi-day visit, how are you going to split that budget up? I hope you're not deciding to take the entire budget on the first night that you're there. That's very dangerous. And you shouldn't do that ever. You should definitely split it up. And if you got to hide it away from yourself, safe in the room, spouse, whatever, that's really important, because when you get in that mode, and I know what you guys are thinking sometimes, because you get in there on the first night and you're really excited because you haven't been to the casino in a while, and you're more likely to say, yeah, but I'm not going to blow it all in the night. I'll just keep it with me just in case I need it. If it's there, the temptation could be there to take it out. So split the session up. You will thank me later, because I'm telling you, the morning, if you're there for 3 nights and you wake up after the first night and you realize you blew your entire budget that night, it's not a fun 2 days, man.
It is a very boring 2 days. I can tell you that.
Boring 2 days. All your friends are going out of the casino. And then that's when you kind of start to go over the edge, right? Because you say, well, maybe I'll just take 200 out of the ATM. And then it's just a slippery slope, right? So you will thank me later if you decide to put that money away in the safe for the night, and you will go to bed, wake up fresh in the morning, and realize that your budget for that day is still there. You did not touch it the night before, no matter what happened. And you could have a short night. I mean, there's been, I'd take 100 or 200. Usually when I get to some place like Vegas or whatever, the first night I'll always take 200 or 300 down to play with. And sometimes, honestly, guys, it takes maybe an hour and that's it, and that's good night time. It's time to go to bed, right? And so you just have to kind of convince yourself going in there that that's what you need to do. It's very dangerous to keep your entire budget in your pocket at all times. I cannot. One of the first things that I did when I started to, go to the casino is realize that I cannot do that. I cannot take my entire amount with me in my wallet. You cannot do that. It's just too tempting. And I understand a lot of you are probably pretty strong and you're able to separate it, and that's great, but a lot of us aren't. And a lot of us need to put some kind of measure in place like that. And it's not bad. Okay. You got to understand that casinos, and especially slot machines and the way they're built this way, is to get you to ignore all reason and logical thought processes, right? That's all by design. Why do you think they give you free drinks and all this kind of stuff? They want you to not be concentrating on what is happening in front of you when you're playing, right? That's all by design. And if you have your entire bankroll with you, maybe you're drinking too much, and then you've lost all conscious thought about what you're supposed to be doing and being responsible. And you wake up the next morning, I'm like, oh no, I didn't. Yes, I did. I did. I lost it all last night because I was drinking or whatever the case is. If you just hide that away, you can protect yourself from yourself, right? It's not a bad thing. I don't want people to start thinking, well, you're an idiot. You shouldn't be gambling because you have to do that. That's not true at all. It's being a responsible gambler.
It's being responsible.
It's being responsible.
Let me tell you something, Mark.
Go ahead.
One of the skills I have that people envy, there are not many of them, but one of the things is, how do I know where everything is in Vegas? Because I literally have combed Vegas a number of times. Do you think I did that when I had money in my pocket? No.
It's a good point.
That was the time where I had next to nothing. And so literally I would wake up in the morning and I would start walking through every casino, zigzagging through, not just I'm walking by, or, you walk through Bellagio because, you don't want to walk the thing. Every corner of every casino, mapping it out. Oh, no, when I have some money, I'm going to come back and play this game. Oh, I'm going to play this game next time. Every single thing, learning everything about Vegas because I had so much free time, because I ran out of money, because I didn't bring enough, because I blew through it too quick. And that's when I learned that the budget I have is the budget I have. Yeah. And so every single rule I came up with was because I went broke. Don't go to the ATM. Bring your budget with you. When you're done, you're done. And that's the hard lesson that, I keep trying to tell everybody is, do not be like Dave. Learn from what I've done so you can pick up where I am now, not where I was. And it's just like, did I have fun? Obviously, I had a great time. I would bring $100 for a weekend. And once it's gone, then you got no food money either, because that included food money.
I think one of the best things Dave said there, and it always sticks in my head, is when you're done, you're done.
You're done.
Like there is no, well, but maybe, no, you're done.
Nope.
If your money's
go to the
gone,
ATM and
I
get
go to
a
the
little
ATM
bit more.
And go, I'll go do a cash advance or what. There's always a but you shouldn't be saying those things. And Dave's right. When you're done, you're done. Just chill out. Do something else.
I got to bring this up real quick.
Go ahead.
From Robert Lester. Responsible gaming is loving the money you have, not the money you think you're going to get. Robert, I may put that on a T-shirt with your name on it saying this is Robert Lester's quote.
I love that.
That is a good quote.
That's a very good quote. I like that. I love that.
That is good.
I'm glad you guys are thinking about this. And I encourage you, when you're on your trips with your friends going to the casino, be the person to bring it up. How much budget are you guys coming with?
What are you guys playing with?
What are you guys playing with? How long?
Why don't we all play with the same amount?
Yeah.
Play with whoever has the lowest.
Make a competition out of it so it goes slower. Do something instead of just riding together and then you walk in the door and boosh, everybody scatters. Hang out together, play the same machines, play. It's easier to play with groups because then you can play lower and last longer because everybody's having fun, stuff like that. But start having these conversations with your casino buddies. I guarantee you it's not something a lot of us talk about, but I think we should. I think it should all be respected. People should feel comfortable with talking to their gambling buddies saying, "Hey, what's your session like? Mine's $200." And they're like, "Oh no, I'm bringing all 600 tonight." Well, I got to tell you, when I bring 200 and I leave 400 in the room, I feel a lot better tomorrow. Start suggesting some of these things, and hopefully people will start to think about it a little bit more. Because I'm telling you, it's all entertainment the moment you walk in there, but it can go two very different ways. It can continue to be entertainment, or it can be devastating. And we want to keep it on the entertainment train, right? We want to have fun, not worrying about our cash and making stupid decisions inside of the casino. And if we're not worried about that, just like Dave said, if your budget's $200 and you're done, and you don't have to worry about it. You're not going to have to dread the drive home the next day because you were already going for that amount for entertainment with the possibility of winning something. You didn't. It's a fact of life. It's a casino. That's going to happen. But we'd rather keep you on that entertainment. You were still entertained and you did not lose any more than you thought that you would, right? That's the important thing to think about and to stay in that focus instead of trying to go off the deep end, because once you make one mistake like that, in my opinion, it just starts to get worse and worse and worse. Because then you're enabled, right? You're enabled. Mm-hmm. You've learned that ATM is right around the corner. You see other people next to you hit hand pays or a gigantic, they hit the grand progressive, and then you're like, man, I want that. And then you go get another 200 out of the ATM, and it's just, again, it's a slippery slope. So Dave's right. When you're done, you're done. Get out of there. I have to get out of there. I can't continue to watch people play. Because it just, I'm like, I start to tend.
We'll get them there. We'll get you there.
We'll get me there. I know. But I tend to think, I want to be playing. That's all I'm focusing on. And so I have to just stop and go out of the casino. And if you got to do that, you got to do that. It's something to just work up towards. So.
And that's a big thing right there, is getting to the focus of gambling is something you can do in a casino, but it's not the only thing you can do.
Right.
You can enjoy yourself in a casino without gambling. And so I'm going to lead into another story here. Recently, someone posted a comment that challenged me that I couldn't last longer than 5 minutes on $100.
Yep.
As soon as I saw that, I'm like, challenge accepted.
Yep.
Because I realized that comment came from somebody who was betting too high. They may be betting much more than they should with $100. As soon as I thought about that, I've got a video coming out about this where I lasted way longer than 5 minutes. And because I knew what I could do. I knew I could play a 25-cent machine on 1 credit for one. I could play a 5-cent machine on 9 credits, 45 cents a spin. So I already knew where I would go in my mind. And it's like, I'm having just as much fun at any denomination versus playing bigger. And Mark, you talked about getting rewarded for bad behavior. That's what a lot of people experience. They bet bigger and bigger and get rewarded for that. And then that justifies their gambling. And it's like, well, I made it out with that. I got rewarded for my bad behavior. That essentially is the exact thing that we're going to talk about in a few weeks with a psychologist from UCLA who specializes in problem gambling. About that, you're rewarded for your good behavior and you shouldn't be. And then it encourages your good behavior to go on.
I think I love that you brought that up, because the question that I like to ask people is, do you remember the first time that you went and played a slot machine or gambled? Did you win? If you did, I bet you're all in here right now. But I think it would be a very interesting, if I was doing a dissertation for a PhD or something, this is what I would do it on. Like, going back to your first interaction with a gambling device or a gambling game. I think most people, and this is just a guess, most people that had a bad experience, let's say they put $40 in a slot machine and lost all 40 and didn't get in a single win, they may have never gambled again. They're like, well, this is stupid. But what happens to the people that put $40 in and then they hit $10 or $60 or $100? Are they now hooked for life because they know that potential is there? I think it's very interesting, and it's something that you guys should think about, because that is why we continue to go. because like I said earlier, if we always lost, and we hear people in the comments, I never win, always lose. I don't think that's true. I think you're winning, but you're not deciding to leave with that. You're just continuing to play, because if nobody ever won on these things, I guarantee you those casinos would be empty. But people do win, and you can win too. And it's just something to just keep in top of mind, not to go reckless when you did that, because it is a big psychological thing. We talk about that a lot. And we're going to try to get, like Dave said, we're going to get some good people on here to talk about the psychology of the casino environment and gambling, so that you guys have the right tools going in. And some of you may decide that this is something you got to get out of, and that's okay. And we would fully respect you for that. I wanted to put this comment up too, because I thought this was really good. Amy L said, "Hey friends, back from my 2 days Vegas trip, lost $591. Didn't think that was bad for a 2-day stay with lots of play. Thanks for your guidance, brought so much more, and stayed disciplined." That's great. And this is a tip for you guys. What I typically do nowadays is I figure out how much, let's say I'm going to Vegas for 4 days and 3 nights. I go and figure out how much, if I just bought the room, paid for the room every single night, about $40 to $50 in food and beverage for the day, the flights and everything else. I figure out how much that is, and that's my starting budget that I take for the casino. And I think that's a good way if you're trying to think about what should I bring to the casino. Well, how much would you have paid to just stay there without any kind of comps, right? A lot of us get comps and we're there for free. So that might help you decide what it is that you should bring for entertainment value, because that's what you would have spent anyway, going out there and having a good time. And so that's what I try to do nowadays is say, well, okay, the room is $159 a night, $50 a day, taxi cab, whatever, whatever's comps, that's what I factor in. And maybe you do that to kind of figure it out. But even if you come back with something, let's say that, Amy, you brought $1,000 and you lost $591. We're super proud of you, because you did not play it down to zero like so much of us do. You left with some money. You had a great entertainment value. And you know what? You will get comps the next time you go to Vegas. I don't know if that's your first time or not, but you will get comps the next time you go to Vegas. And you can start to take the same amount every single time. It kind of starts the thing.
Even more so, Amy, if you brought $600 for the weekend and you left only down $591, also proud of you.
Yeah.
Because you came back with something. It doesn't matter how much it is. It really does not.
Yeah. Guys,
that's what really people get a hard time with is, well, I'm down $300, but you're not down $600.
Yeah.
So, what's the deal?
Oh, she brought 4,000. Wow.
That's really good then.
That's really good.
That's really good.
Really proud of you there.
Amy, next time, cut that in half.
Yeah, don't take as much. Yeah.
A quick one from Kestrel here, gifted 10 Gamble Smart memberships. Thank you, Kestrel. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Super helps the channel. And make sure anyone who gets a free membership, make sure you tell Kestrel. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Kestrel. Appreciate you, buddy. Verizon's been crazy today. They've had a lot of outages and stuff.
Huge outage.
Yeah, it's been a mess.
We got hit with that too.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we'll start to wrap up the topic here, but we encourage you to start thinking about this. We talked about at the beginning of the year, this is going to be a big focus of our channel, and it always has been, but we really want you to feel comfortable talking about it and bringing it up. So if you want to leave a comment on this video or email us if you want some advice or whatever. And Dave, I think the other thing that we were discussing, I don't know if I know you long-term members remember this from a long time ago. But one of the things that we started, in fact, our very first video was a gambler audit, where we actually just talked to you guys, learn where you went right, where you went wrong, and we collectively try to come up with a plan to make you better on the next visit. I think we're going to try to bring those back in again with the channel. And if that's something that interests you guys, I think we'll start doing those videos again, so you can kind of learn from other people to become better. And it's not about labeling anybody. Right? The way that you learn to become better is not by saying, well, you're a degenerate or you're a terrible gambler or whatever. That's not the way to learn. The way to learn is to say, you just got to be a little bit more responsible, right? And we could all use a little bit of that, right? So let's think about that. Yeah. All right, Dave, let's talk about the good stuff now. Foxwoods.
Coming
up soon.
Oh boy, stress is mounting. Lucinda and I have been commiserating each other with orders gone wrong and everything else. But one way or another, we're ready to go. Next weekend, the 24th of January, we will be at Foxwoods for SlotCon 2. Well, there's like 15, 20 channels going to be there, maybe more. It's going to be crazy. All-day event, especially if you're going to go. Make sure you go to Mr. Hampay Casino and Travel and register for the Your Luck Has Arrived and SlotCon. It is free to register. If you are playing during the 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., you have a chance of getting a $10,000 free play hot seat. That's all Mr. Hampay's thing, but I signed up for it, and I hope I get one. So hopefully you guys do too.
Yeah.
Make sure you definitely register online first. You can do that online. You could do that at the kiosk the day of. You can do that at the actual event. You can register right then. You don't have to, buy a ticket or anything else. It's just RSVPing. You do need a Foxwoods player card. So if you're coming and don't have one, first step, because you listen to me, the first step is always get a player's card before you start playing. And it is going to be a blast. We're going to be there the whole weekend. If you see us, definitely stop us, say hi. Let's talk about stuff. If you have any questions, anything, we love to talk. Keeps us from gambling a little bit longer. So it is all good. And I can't wait. I've already started packing.
That sounds
mainly
right.
because I got to figure out how I'm going to fit all this stuff into a bag.
That checks out. Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. We're excited to be out there again. All right, we'll start. I guess we had one bit of news. You want to just throw that in real quick?
So the only bit of news really is the battle against the 90% write-off loss, which everybody's been asking me since my Handpay change video to make this video. Well, I'm going to, but I've got to wait until legislation stops because they keep trying to change it back to 100%. The second bill is going through right now. It has got bipartisan sponsorship, both Republican and Democrat, and they're wanting to change it from 90% back to 100% for your losses, writing off your losses. If you are interested in this at all, call your representative for the House or Senate at the national level and say, I want this supported. I want you to reverse this. This is how you get things done in politics. You need to call. You need to call more than once. You need to write a letter. Writing a letter scares people still today. All right. You can send an email. Emails are read, deleted, whatever, filed away. But when you get a letter, that's like serious. You had to write a letter. You had to put it in an envelope. You had to address it, stamp it, and mail it. So they know you're dedicated.
Squeaky wheel.
Yeah, exactly. Squeaky wheel. So call your senators, call your congressmen, get them to understand that this is important to you. And that is how change happens. Will it happen? Probably not. But you need to do everything you can. Today, I actually called both my senators here in Texas and called 2 House members. Got voicemail for everybody, but that's okay. I'm also writing a letter to all of them as well, because I want to make sure that they understand this is important to me and others. So get it done. Don't just sit there and wait for it to happen and hope.
Right. Do your part.
Yeah, we sit on our ass and hope, and it doesn't happen.
Doesn't work that way.
There's Lucinda
giving us 10 Gambles margin. Thank you so much, Lucinda. Really appreciate you. Always the best in here. All right. I had a great comment. Was kind of along with what we were talking about. So our issue from Hattie Shack, our issue is by the time we drive to casino, hubby especially doesn't want to leave anytime soon.
Yep.
Average drive 4.5 to 5. It's a real problem, right?
Common.
And it's
common.
It's very common. And it's hard to overcome that. It really is. But I don't know what else to tell you except to try to figure something else to do while you're there.
What's wrong with finding stuff to do on the way back home?
Yeah, I mean, it's
leave early, and then you got all day to
go get a nice steak dinner with your winnings or whatever. I mean, I don't know, but you got to think of something.
Yep.
And this is also the problem too. I've seen a lot of times when you can take, let's say you can take a shuttle to the casino from a certain location. Like if you're in a big city or something, sometimes they have shuttles that run. Well, they make you stay there for 3 hours, right? And you know what that causes, right? That you get bored, you start playing, right? Or you're not ready to leave. You put in $100, you got it up to 200. Okay, I earned $100 today, but I'm not ready to leave. You
I'm
got
not ready to
to
go.
you got to think about, what does that $100 really mean to you? Do you really want to put it back in, or do you want to save it for something? Read a book. I know it sounds really stupid because you're going to the casino for gambling, but try to think of something else to do. I always bring my laptop and watch a movie or something if I'm trying to stay away from, putting more of it back in. But I understand, and that's probably one of the hard, like Dave said there, that's hard. It's one of the hardest things you got to deal with when you drive that long, and then you're like an instant winner within the first 30 minutes you're there, and then what do?
You go home.
You go home, yeah.
If
And
you're a winner or a loser, you just go home.
Yeah.
And that is what I've told multiple people this. Like, people said, "Oh, I won big." Well, then go home. Well, it's a 4-hour drive back home. So start now. You'll get home earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, I don't care how long it was home.
It's true.
How long the drive was.
Yeah.
Just start going. Leave the casino.
Start thinking about what those winnings or, potential further losses could be doing to you, or could do for you. That's what you should be listening to yourself, saying. I think it's important.
And if you're coming back from WinStar, I'm going to use this as a great example. If you're coming back from WinStar wondering, well, what do? I left early. Now what do I do? There is a winery on the way back called Firelight Winery. Awesome place. Great music, great food, obviously great wine. Good place to stop. That's just south of Gainesville. You've got in Sanger, Babe's Chicken, which will gladly join you anytime you go there. You could grab a good chicken dinner, some of the best you're ever going to have. You've never been to Babe's. You could stop at Portillo's in Denton. You could stop at Oak Street. All these places you could stop and explore the area because you left 4 hours early.
Yeah.
Why not? Explore. Get on your phone. Google some interesting places to see around me in Texas. There's a lot. There's a lot.
I think that's a good idea. Definitely a good idea.
This one is, I got a question here from J-Dog real quick. What is Sloticon? So it is, if I didn't make that clear, which I probably didn't, Sloticon is a gathering of slot influencers. The first one was 2 years ago, back when we were a baby channel. We had about 30 or 40 channels there. This year, there's going to be about the same. And it's just a whole big gathering of slot channels so that you can come meet your favorite slot channels on purpose. In person. You can meet them and kind of just have a fun weekend. So there we go.
Yeah. Hope to see you guys there. It'll be fun. One-Away Tripper. And by the way, I got your email. I'll reply to you soon. Hey guys, welcome to 2026. Here's a good discipline question. At what moment should a disciplined player walk away, even if they're winning? And why is that the hardest discipline to maintain? And this is why I think it is crucial that you come up with a plan before you go in there so that you can have that threshold in your mind and almost have a goal to obtain before you get in there, and maybe even addition to when you're playing a certain slot. So a lot of the things that Dave and I do is we set our floor and ceiling. When we get on a slot, we say we're going to play it down to 50 or we're going to play up to 150 or whatever it is that you decide. Sticking to those things will give you that answer. It's going to be different for everybody. You need to come up with a plan before you go in there, what you're going to be satisfied with losing. If you're the kind of person that always wants to play it down to zero because you got the money to spend, go for it. If you're not, if you're like most of us where you're trying to like at least mitigate your losses a little bit and come home with something, then you need to put something like this in place and stick to it. That is the way that you teach yourself discipline. But you cannot do it while you're playing on a machine. No, I'll put another 20 in. I'll put another 20 in. I'll play it down to 40. Now let's go to 30. Let's go to 10. You can't do that. You can't be changing it around, in real time like that. You need to come up with a plan, stick to it. When you reach it, get out, right? That's the way you stay disciplined, in my opinion.
And one from Lockwood Larson. Dave, any casinos in financial trouble? So if you watch some channels, it's all doom and gloom. Vegas is dead. Vegas is empty. It's not really.
No.
It's essentially not as good as it was, but that doesn't mean Vegas is empty. It's just fewer people are choosing to gamble when they're there. good case in point, a little bit of news came by today that MGM Grand is now focusing on non-gamblers, people who are high spenders, shopping, resort stay, spa, all that stuff, food, everything else. High spenders are now on the radar at MGM Grand, and they're going to be offered special concierge, basically hosts, but for non-gamblers. And so this is kind of how Vegas is adapting. They realize people are spending less. Now, some casinos, essentially, they're going to get into trouble in so much time. You've got Resorts World and Fontainebleau. They are stagnant. They are too new to be flat. They are too new to be experiencing the problems they are. So something not gambling related is wrong there, but they have to fix it. I don't believe either one of them is going out of business, but they are probably going to be setting themselves up to be acquired by someone else. That doesn't mean they're in bad financial strait. It just means they're doing horrible at casino management, which this whole thing revolves around. How do you do bad at owning a casino when the original idea is that casinos print money? This is where Resorts World and Fontainebleau got in, and that's usually the example people use about, oh, this casino's going out of business. It's hopeless for Resorts World. Fontainebleau isn't going to last. Those are just buzz topics that they try to say to try to get you to click and listen and view. And I know several influencers out there who love these stories, who love going back to that well over and over again. The next time I'm in Vegas, I am really trying to do a whole episode of how Vegas is dead, but it's being how you're being manipulated. So I plan on doing several shoots at different places to where I can show you at any time of day. I can show you during New Year's Eve in Las Vegas how empty Vegas is. At 11:59 p.m., I can show you how empty Vegas is because I know the spots where people aren't. And that's what these people are showing you. They're showing you where people aren't. So no, Vegas is not hurting. It's just experiencing a lull time.
Right.
And a lot of that has to do with travelers. They expect to have 1 million less Canadian travelers this year. 1 million less than last year, which was a bad year. They expect Chinese travel to be down another 60% this coming year. That hurts Vegas. But it's not hopeless for Vegas. It's an impact. It's not hopeless. So now Vegas will be there for a long time after we're very long and gone.
I remember I was watching a short, I think I sent it to Dave, I don't remember, but he was saying Vegas is dead and he was in the airport. But what he didn't realize is that when he was panning across, he panned across the date and time on a little thing that was up there. And it was Tuesday morning at 9:30 a.m. I have never been to the airport at 9:30 a.m. on a Tuesday, but I guarantee you it's probably dead. It's just about every week.
It's dead. I can show you at any point in the airport where it is completely dead, and it doesn't matter how busy it is.
Right.
Because if I'm showing you my narrative, then that's what you're seeing. And I've got some great ones, and hopefully the shooting comes out right because I know how I have it in my head, but that doesn't mean that's how it goes.
Usually pull it off.
Sometimes.
And J-Dog with the 10 Gamble Card memberships. Thank you, J-Dog. Appreciate you, and congratulations. Anybody who got those, make sure you give J-Dog a thanks because he certainly does pay for those. So thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Oh man, there was one comment out here. I liked this from Robin. It says, might sound nuts, but I've put sticky notes on purse with what I want with that money I win for. I think that's a fantastic idea. That's part of your goal setting, right? Now, if you really want to,
do you put the sticky notes like in Fendi and all those outlets? Probably not do that.
Right. You come home and there's a bunch of sticky notes stuck together. Like, I don't know what this was for. But I think this is a great idea. Like we're not talking about needs, right? Needs are rent, bills.
Needs are already covered before you go.
That's right. We're not talking about that. Like, we're not talking about put a sticky note on there and say, I need this for rent. I need to get up to this for rent. No. What we're talking about is wants. Let's say you want the new iPhone or something like that. If you want to set yourself a goal to say, I'm $200 shy from getting it, well, go try it. See if it works out, and then leave with it and go buy your new iPhone. That's your gift for being disciplined and leaving out. Like that is a good gift to do because that's training yourself to do something with that money besides putting it back in. I think that's a fantastic idea. Now, if you just want the new iPhone, I would say just save up for it and get it. But if you want to challenge yourself and it's like I could go either way, you know, if I win, I'll go get it. If not, no big deal. Then maybe do that. I mean, that's, you know, some of the times I've won, I've come back and bought a slot machine I wanted, you know, because it's like I have the money now. And, you know, where before I didn't really want to spend the money on it. But now that I won, I'm going to take that money and do something with it and buy something I've always wanted. So think about it that way. I think that's great, Robin.
And from AP Stevens, question: what is a win? What slot at WinStar do you recommend for $10 to $25 a spin? I like to go big before I leave. If you're going to play anything that high, I would recommend the single pay line, 3 reel, class 2 games. You pick your flavor, Mr. Moneybags, Gems, Ruby, Ducky, whatever. In those ones, $25 1 credit a spin, $10 2 credit a spin. That is going to be the absolute best you can get. So that's what I would do if I was going to do it, would be to play with my best chances of winning.
I'm going to offer something a little different. I'm going to say find, you might agree because I think you forgot about this one. I would say find the $5 line and play
there you go.
20. You can play 20 credits or 25 credits, either one.
There you go.
So that's the Hot Red Ruby 2 or 3 or the Mr. Moneybags 2 or 3. But you're looking for the 5 lines, again, class 2. Either one of those is pretty good. I would rather, if I was going to spend that much, I would do the 5 line just because it might last a little longer. But it's up to you.
Sherman and Bill and I did a split, and we did the 5 line. I think we did 20 credits a spin.
Oh, okay.
Did not work out well.
Didn't work out well.
Did not work out well.
How it goes. That's how it goes.
That is how it goes. It was 15 credits. It was $5 from each of us for each spin.
That's so not bad, credits. Though. I mean, go in with them, people with that.
Right.
For stuff like that. Majestic, man. Jason,
thank you, Majestic.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
And are people subscribed to Majestic?
I hope so.
You should be subscribed
to
him.
He plays like the same stuff that we do. He's good, man. He's really doing a good job.
He's better looking than Mark.
No, that's definitely true. I'm not going to argue with that. They say I have a face for radio. So there you go.
Oh, your voice is great for radio.
Yeah,
oh,
that's right.
Thanks, I guess.
Not the face, right? Oh, man.
Oh, there's a good one from Carrie Mabus. So she's talking about going to Vegas and gambling and everything, and she says, as entertainment, I see it as going to casino or Vegas with a certain bankroll would be the same as taking my husband out to a fancy dinner or paying for a vacation. So Carrie is the sugar mama in the family, and way to go, Carrie. Many applause to your husband for choosing well.
There you go.
That is a good strategy, though. You know, treat it exactly like that.
Exactly.
I could go on a cruise, or I could go to the casino.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a perfect way to do it.
You pick
entertainment of your choosing.
That's right. Some people just prefer, you know, they don't buy toys and gadgets and, you know, expendable money. You know, not everybody has it, but if you do, you get to choose what you want to do with it. That's true. If you prefer to go gambling with that, that's fine, but stick to it, right? Don't overextend, because you wouldn't overextend, you know, on, you know, putting a new phone on a credit card that you can't afford to pay for. Like, you wouldn't do that. Most of us wouldn't do that in real life. You don't want to do that in the casino either, right? So think about that. I saw this one come up. Cookie says, what do you think of gaming commission owning the machines and only leasing the floor space to the casino? Good evening, folks. So gaming commissions don't own the machines. Manufacturers own the machines and casinos purchase them, or they lease them. So you are right. There are leased. In fact, there are a lot of leased machines on the floor these days, a lot more than it used to be 10, 20 years ago. In fact, I don't even know if they leased machines 20 years ago. But there are a lot more now because they're very costly. They're harder to maintain, things like that. So what casinos do is they lease them from the manufacturers. So IGT, Aristocrat, etc. They do a lease agreement, which basically means that the casino doesn't have to own the machine outright. The manufacturer comes and installs it for them. They set it up, they maintain it, they keep it working. When it breaks, they come out and fix it. All that kind of stuff. Casino doesn't have to shell out the money. Some of these cabinets guys are pushing $50,000-$60,000 for one cabinet.
Crazy.
And I know what you're saying. Yeah, they'll pay for itself real quick. That is true, but it's an expense that they don't necessarily need. And plus, they have the added benefit. And this is probably, I think, my opinion, the biggest reason they lease is that if the game is not performing well, for whatever reason, people are just not playing it, they can get a different game kit installed in that game that might perform a little bit better for people. And when I say perform, I don't mean paying people. I mean people sitting in the chair and playing. And so that gives them a flexibility to do that, where if they just bought a game, they're kind of stuck with it until, they get rid of it. And then it's a wasted cost for them. So what does this agreement actually mean? So in exchange, the manufacturers get a certain percentage of all the coin in that goes through that machine, right? It doesn't affect the payback percentage or anything like that. They just get a certain cut. And we don't know what it is. We never will. That's one of those contractual things. But that's how that works. They basically get cut for, that's what you do when you lease, right? You just get a cut. You don't actually own it. You just kind of share the profits with somebody else. So that's what's going on there. Good question.
The gaming commission sits outside of the spheres of manufacturers and casinos. They're the watchdogs of it all. So now there is a blurred line in this. It is in Ohio, because I happen to know this. The lottery commission owns the machines.
That's true. Good point. I think you lost your mic. It says it's not connected. Okay, he said he'll be right back. I can't hear you. Damn it. I'll translate. Damn it. I tried to unmute you. Okay, he'll be back in a second. I'll let him talk about that point, though, because that was a really good point. We'll come back to that as soon as he starts talking. Mark Wright Myers says, "Hey guys, what are your hearing thoughts on this new legislation on casinos needing to post on machines the RTP and volatility?" I think I heard you there, Dave. Thanks for your channel.
Back?
You're back.
Okay, cool.
Let me get finished with that one, and I want you to talk about the other one because you brought up a good point. What are your hearing thoughts on this new legislation on casinos needing to post on machines? There is no new legislation. You guys know what AI slop is? Have you heard that before? There is a lot of AI slop with slot tech stuff right now. If you see any video that says ex-employee, ex-casino employee, ex-slot tech, whatever, just revealed secrets or whatever, all of those.
Listen to the voice.
They're just providing misinformation.
Pre-recorded voice.
Yeah. That's what
triggers it.
It's not all wrong, but most of it is. We've gotten so many emails about this, and I've got to do a video on it soon pointing it out. But it's something to be aware of, that they're just pulling information out of their ass. I'm just going to say that because it's for views, right? People want to hear that stuff. Ex-casino employee reveals all. That's pretty catchy, right? But there is no I searched everything before I could say this, and I even asked one of my buddies at a manufacturer if he's ever heard of this, and he said that's not true. He's never heard of this before either. So again, that we hope that they do that someday, but that there's no legislation that's going to force them to do that right now.
The key here on any of these videos is when they're non-specific about state or what legislation, because these videos will all go, new laws coming out. What state? There are no federal laws besides tribal gaming that affect gambling. Okay. The hand pay limit is taxes. That's not gambling.
Yeah.
There are no federal laws to affect machines, that affect casinos. So when they say these things without definitive info, it's all crap. All they're doing is having ChatGPT write out a script, plugging it into the AI video maker, and making a video. We're actually going to do one. We're going to do an AI video that is basically, look, I'm telling you this info in this voice that sounds very comforting and very, knowledgeable, but it's all fake. And we're just going to have it say all the stuff that is actually true. And just to say, look, this is the point. You're listening to AI. It is a voiceover, and the voice is the big key. The voices all sound the same.
On all the channels, they're all the same voice.
Yeah. There's only like 3 voices to choose from.
Yeah, and they're all showing the same B-roll clips and everything. So
yeah, so that's a big thing there.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely true, and unfortunately, YouTube has come out and say they're not going to do anything about it. So
because they're creators like the rest of us.
Yep,
they're just garbage creators.
It's who's going to decide, right? Who's going to decide that that's okay or not? You know, and it's tough in this space because the reason that we started our channel largely was because of all the misinformation out there about casinos and slots and all that stuff. So we wanted to try to combat that a little bit, to come out with what is actually going on at these places. And it's that area. There's not an encyclopedia or a book that you can go and look it up. This is how slots work. If you go and look on that on Amazon, it's filled with books of people claiming to know how slots work, but then you get into the first chapter, and anybody that's ever worked on the math or behind the scenes on any of that know that it's full of it. It's not true. And so you have to be very careful with that because there's not really a source to go to. But we're going to be changing that very soon. I promise you.
You know which one gets me every time, Mark?
What's that?
Every time on TikTok, the AI one that gets me is the top 10 casinos in the country. The last one will surprise you. I watch every time because I want to see if they get it right. And there has not been one yet that's right. They always get WinStar's number 1, which is the easiest one. But then they're mixed up on which one's the largest one, which one's 2 and which one's 3.
Right.
And if Yamava's not in the top 3, I know it's garbage.
Because you already know, yeah.
It's like Foxwoods and Yamava have to be in the top, 4 or 5. They got to be up there. I will realize there's some debating level on there about whether you're going for square footage or number of machines. So I'm not going to say they have to be 1 and 2, but they got to be in the top 5. Yeah. And if they're not, it's garbage. So, but every time it gets me. Every time I am.
You got to, so you're about to prove them wrong. Yeah.
I got to listen to what they're saying.
Yeah. And Vic Buxton 3472 says, when you get the bonus on Dragon Link, is the bonus predetermined? No, it is not. It's still an RNG. So you never
hates me.
Yeah. It's still a random number generator. There is some complexity there because every time you go into the bonus, there could be a different layer of virtual reel strips that you can get during like the hold and spin, for example. But nothing's predetermined. Like when you get into the bonus, when you activate that hold and spin, I assume you're talking about that one, not the free games component, but the hold and spin, nothing has been determined. The end result has not been figured out yet. You're going to have to play through each of those spins because every time you hit that button, it's going to be an RNG stop throughout that bonus.
And what's really interesting is if you get 14 of those balls filled in and that 15th ball, that 15th square.
Yep.
And on a spin, if you see it even flash through, you were extremely close. Yeah. And actually, I sent this to Mark when I saw Mr. Handpay. The ball went by.
Yeah.
And I was like, he was so freaking close. And Mark's like, my God, he was so close.
He was, yeah.
Because like the ball went by. If you don't see a ball in there, your chances, you still have a chance. Your chance is just super slim. So
I got to go against that a little bit.
The big wheel.
Well, that's what it is. So
it's on there somewhere.
It's on there somewhere, but when you see it flash by, you just have, okay, here's a way to think about it. You guys know the Price is Right wheel, right? When you like spin the big wheel, do. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you did the perfect sound. You did way better than I did.
Believe me, I watched that show a lot.
That's right. Imagine that there is just one little tiny sliver on there, right? That is that 15th ball. And the rest of that wheel is just blank, right? So when you go to spin that wheel, that is what you're seeing. Except the wheel is so much bigger that it takes many revolutions before you might see that little line slip through and see it. And so it's because that 15th reel, and it actually is a reel, those squares are actual reels. The virtual reel strip on it is humongous. We don't know how many, but I would say
the
probably
size of the earth.
Yeah, thousands of blanks with one little spot in there for a ball. So he was technically close because it came through and just missed it by 3 or 4 positions. So he was close on that one. But when he actually did hit it, there's no way to tell because it came and hit at the right moment. So it's just try to think of it that way. That's why the 15th ball is so hard to hit. Now, there is a weird exception to this, but it's so difficult to happen, but it could, is that inside of the bonus round, and we do know this, and I think we've covered this on this channel before, but as soon as you start the hold and spin, you will notice one of those squares that is always very empty, and it moves around. They move it around, okay? So you're not just staring at it the whole time. But there's one that's always very empty. It is possible to get that one earlier on in the bonus, not saved for the 15th spin, right? And if you do that, your chances have greatly increased because the other ones have a lot more frequency of the balls coming through. Does that make sense? So if you do see that dead one and you just happen to get it early on in the game, now you have a very much increased chance of hitting the grand. And so
I look
try
for
to
the
think of
dead
it that
one.
way. Yeah,
I look for the dead one a lot.
I look for the dead one all the time. I can't watch a hold and spin.
It's got to get down to 5.
Yeah,
it's got to be 5 left before I can actually find it.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. There's some math for you guys.
Bob talking to Majestic Slots. I did a write-up on the very topic. Even the 90% rule isn't all bad. And Bob is correct. The 90% rule is not horribly bad. It's actually, it sounds bad because we're used to 100%, and 100% sounds great. And then 90% doesn't sound as good. But unless you're a full-time professional gambler, it's actually not bad. And I'm actually going to consult with Bob on his notes before I make any video, but I'm waiting till legislation is pretty much dead before I make the video. Plus, it doesn't matter until December anyway, when taxes are done.
Yeah,
it's set. It is what it is until until it gets changed. It's not like anything's going to change. Oh, and I like this one real quick from Nate Munson. While not probable, is it possible to drop more than one major or fireball, like is it with minors and minis on Dragon League? Yes, it is absolutely possible. Yep. I liked how you put that probable versus possible, because anything is possible. How probable is it? And that's very correct. It is absolutely possible. Probably a snowball's chance on the sun that you're going to actually have it ever happen, where you're going to get multiple majors dropping, but it is possible.
Yep. I like this question. It kind of sparked a video idea for me as well. So Rosaline says, do you feel casinos have tightened up the RTP on machines since the tourism downturn? I know the new machines are harder now, but it feels it's gotten worse even on video poker. So a couple of things there. On video poker, you can instantly tell what the payback percentage is. And there's a great site, vp2free.com, a great site that'll go through all of that. Basically, if it's a jacks or better, you can look at what the, I'll always screw this up, the full house and what's the other one? I always screw that up. There's two that you look at that will tell you roughly what the payback percentage is on a video poker machine. So if you go and you see that number change on the pay table, then they have changed it. But it's highly unlikely that this has occurred. But we will be able to tell, because every single quarter, especially like the state of Nevada, they do, the Gaming Commission puts out their reports, so you can see, not every quarter, they do it every month, and then it kind of aggregates throughout that. But we can actually see what the overall RTP is per denomination, per area, so we can look at the Las Vegas Strip and stuff like that. And so we will be able to see that. So we might want to go back, Dave, I think it'd be a good video to go back and let's look at it year over year and see if there has been any changes. And that will tell you if it is or not. But it's tough to say in the short term. I'm not going to say they haven't, because we don't know for sure. It's unlikely because of how much they have to go through. I will say, okay, this is my guess, I will say that some of them may be taking this opportunity of having Gaming Commission come out for the jackpot raise, that they could be making payback percentage changes at the same time. It's definitely possible. We don't know.
I would argue, though, that they're going to increase them, not decrease them.
I don't think they'll ever increase them again.
I think they're going to increase.
I think they'll stay the same or go down.
The drop in tourism, I feel that the drop in tourism is going to bring us back to the day when they had signs up everywhere about what percentage everything is. 92%, 95%, 99%.
Hot take. I say absolutely.
I think it's coming back. The other thing, Rosalinda, is the paybacks from the manufacturers are getting lower. On some of the new wide area progressive, the only setting is 89%. That's the only setting. You don't have a choice. That's it.
Yep.
So is it the casinos doing it, or is it the manufacturers instigating it?
Yeah.
I mean, there's where I don't know.
Yeah, I think back to the point about them increasing it. I'm just going off of historical. If we actually go back, and I think the University of Las Vegas did a study on this. If you go back 20 years, it has been like this every single year. Down, down, down. Not by a lot, not any that you would really notice between year and year, but over 5 or 6 years, you probably would notice a little bit of a difference. And so it has been in a steady decline. I think they're either going to flatten out, but the day that they raise it, I will be shocked. I wish they would, but I will be shocked. Dave may prove me wrong, though. I'm telling you.
I just think this is a part to bring back that marketing piece that they had for. Yeah. I mean, it was probably 20 years ago when all those signs were up, and they were everywhere. And every casino had a section of machines that they advertised 94, 95, 97, 99%. There was one that was 99.9%. And I'm just like, just stop with the competition already. Just set them all the same, and we're done with it.
Yeah.
How about this? Advertise it all the time, not just on which ones you're trying to push people to.
Yep. Yep. And it is flush. Like 20 people told me it was flush. Yeah, you're right. Full house flush. I always forget those. Those are the two to look at. 9-6s, I think, is your best. So 6-5 is the worst. All right.
Oh, wait. This was from Teresa. What about if you have a room for the night? It can get quite boring sitting in your room till the next day.
Yeah. Not
Mark
for me.
is a room sitter.
I'm a room sitter. I'm
not a room sitter. I'm a room rester. And then I got to get out and get moving. And that's where exploring the area, like, especially if I'm in Vegas, I know that 100% the Bellagio Conservatory is different than the last time I saw it. So it's first place I'm going. The Venetian is decorated differently for different seasons, the Wynn. And I am just on a mission to see what's different from the last time I was there. So whether you're a homebody, you want to stay in your room, or whether you get antsy, you want to get out, get moving.
Yeah. Do something, yeah.
Even at WinStar, there's new stuff to see. Oh, Mark, that bank outside of the non-smoking room of all those 5 lines?
Yeah, that we played for judo?
Gone.
What? Yeah, they're the ones that had the sound on it.
They're all $9 lines now.
Oh, come on.
Yep. See, what's changed? This was just a month ago we were there, and something new has changed. And that kind of thing is the things to make it fun for me in casinos, is the detective work of what did you guys do different? What's changed? What have you changed around that I don't see? What have you changed around that I do see?
And that's why, this is why I actually prefer to gamble in Vegas more than anything, because of there's just so much else to do there. You can definitely keep yourself entertained outside of the casino in Vegas. WinStar, a little different. But that's why I'm a room, like, what did you call me? A room body?
A homebody.
A room body. A room body.
A homebody is someone stays at home. Room body is someone stays in the room.
Yeah, room body stays in the room.
But you watch movies. You play
I bring all my stuff. I've got video games.
Yeah.
I've got movies. I'm perfectly content staying in there and passing the time. And so, but if you have trouble with that, then go to a casino destination that has more to do, and look ahead of time. If it has a spa, a pool,
for sure.
Some have like movie theaters and stuff like that. You just look ahead of time.
Bowling
alleys. Now we're really dating them. Yeah.
Oh, I got another one here from Dana Carl. Do a lot of casinos have smoky rooms? Storytime Slots said they put one in Yamava. Never heard and thought that it was ridiculous. Here's why. In California, they're now non-smoking. So they have a smoking room. In the Las Vegas airport, it's non-smoking. So they have a smoking room.
Yeah.
We saw this heavily in Ohio. They have a smoking rooms.
It defaults
up in
non,
In Connecticut, it's all non-smoking. So the smoking is only outside. So when you hear about a smoking room, it's because the casino itself is non-smoking, but they have a small area, whether it's outside, whether it's inside, that is segregated off for smoking patrons. So this is going to be something we're going to see more of, I think, than less of. I think it's going to become more and more common. Prime example of this is WinStar and Choctaw. WinStar made a room for non-smoking that you have to walk through the smoke to get to. Choctaw made a whole wing that is non-smoking, that you cannot smell a whiff of smoke anywhere. So this is going to become more and more common. The smoking room, smoking section of the casino, I think is going to be common as cigarette smoke goes out, as smoking goes out.
Yep. Yeah,
I'm not smoking, I'm vaping. That's the thing I don't understand is how do you differentiate that?
It's the same thing, I think.
It's Jerry.
Jerry says plenty of things to do outside gambling at Foxwoods. There's a zip line at Foxwoods.
There's a zip line at Foxwoods.
Is it indoors?
I got to believe Jerry because he practically.
If it's indoors, there. Dave, we're doing it.
We're doing a zip line. Have you ever zip lined before?
No, let's do it.
This is why you want to go zip lining because you've never zip lined before. Okay.
I think I have. I have. I did in Utah once.
The worst thing about zip lining is the constraint.
It's not. Oh, I see. Well, put a cod piece on. You'll be fine.
There we go. To put some padding.
Oh, it's closed for the season. Ah, damn, Dave, you got.
Jerry, just go ahead and throw it out there and then say it's closed.
Got to pass. But there is bowling. Bowling be fun. Arcades. Shows.
They've got a Great Wolf Lodge at Foxwoods now.
Oh, okay.
If you ever want to experience an absolute great time in urine water, Great Wolf Lodge is where you want to go.
Zip line is outside. Yeah, we're not doing it then.
No,
It's
pass.
gonna be cold. Oh man.
Oh,
Let's
like
see.
we're saying. Oh, there's another one.
Oh, sorry.
Rosalinda. I was just saying. Rosalinda said a lot of casinos here in Vegas are remodeling. Exactly, it's a great time of year to remodel.
Yeah.
This time of year, except for CES, is pretty low attendance in Vegas. Even though the conventions are going on, they can remodel around it. But yeah, it's a great thing because a lot of places, Durango, I think, is putting in their third remodel or renovation or expansion, whatever it is. Good time of year for that to happen. Take advantage of the lower attendance in the winter.
It's also cheaper room rates, and also can be increased comps too. Like if it's certain times.
Oh, there was a comp question.
Oh, sorry. I'll
go for it.
So John C says, just got back from 4 nights in Vegas. Use your bankroll only strategy and got voucher every time. I at least doubled my bet. That's awesome. And stuffed the voucher in my pocket. Ended up doubling money. Yeah. So yeah, this probably pisses casinos off because you got a lot of voucher. You're printing a lot of paper. That's one way to
keep doing it.
Right?
They can afford some paper.
They can afford some paper. Probably not good for the trees, but whatever. But I think this is great, and we're going to be talking a lot. I mean, we're killing to wait when we get to the casino next. We're going to be doing this, and the idea. I don't know if you guys remember this, but we talked about this before. We called it the Gamble Smart method. We're going to be calling it something else this year. So watch out for a video on it. But the idea is whenever you play, it doesn't matter what machine you play. You sit down and you play the machine. You bet whatever you want to bet, obviously within your comfort range. But anytime you do a spin and you end up getting more than your bet back, you immediately cash out and put that away and then start with another budget. So basically, if you've got a bunch of 10s or a bunch of 5s or a bunch of 20s, whatever the case is, you just basically play that until you get a win over your bet. And this is teaching you a lot of things. Now, again, there's no way to trick the machine. There is no way to predict outcomes. There's nothing you can do on a machine to predict the outcomes or to try to figure out the math, or we've heard so many different stories on this. There is nothing you can do. It's just going to happen the way it happens due to the randomness aspect of it. But what you can do, and the methods that do work, are the ones that focus on bankroll management, notifying you and being hypersensitive to wins, okay? No matter how small they are, if you win 25 cents on your bet, you have walked away a winner on that single bet, and you should recognize that and start cashing those things out. And you will be surprised with what you have left over at the end. Most likely, it will not be zero. If you stayed at the machine the entire time, it will most likely be zero. So you want to start thinking about those things. It's making you hyper aware of all of the different things that are going on in bankroll management. And that's why we're going to be talking and doing a lot of it for you on camera, because it's super important to be focused on that. And so we hope that, I know we'll be doing a video. We're going to be doing a lot of videos on it, but I'm glad that you tried that and had some success with it. Again, it's all about bankroll management, guys. That's the only thing you really have control over is your bankroll and knowing when to stop. Everything else, you just got to leave it to chance sometimes. Okay. All right. Congratulations.
Right, I'm going to rapid fire some questions out here.
Go for it. That's good.
These are going to be quick. Does every bet, no matter how high or small, count towards your comps? Yes, it does. Every dollar you play counts towards your comps. Whether how much comps you get depends on how many dollars you play. And next one. From Kestrel. Getting and using a lockbox was one of the best decisions I ever made when it comes to gambling. That's great, Kestrel. I actually met a couple this past weekend in Vegas that told me the exact same thing, that the lockbox has changed the way they play and the way they save, which is exactly what it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And then from Thomas, how can I order a lockbox? They're going to be back in the store soon. Our store is still offline. It's becoming revamped in around March. We're waiting to see what happens with tariffs before we place our next order for lockboxes, because that does add a lot of overhead onto the ordering. So it's probably going to be at least March before we get that, before those tariffs bottom out or change, and we can make that order. Really hoping so, because I want to get those back in stock, because I know they help everybody out. And it's a great thing for our channel to help you guys, to help support our channel as well. And last one here from Adam Wales. Good evening, guys. Question: why would a casino change the three-wheel games from 25 cents to 50 cents to $1 to $2, $5? Money. You're playing the same game that you were playing at 25 cents. Now you're playing it at 50 cents. They essentially have doubled the amount of money they're bringing in from each spin. $1, double again. $2, doubling again. $5, 2.5 doubling. So you see where it's going. It's going up and up. And that's a lot of the reason why bets are increasing, because we are not given a choice. We're not given as many 25-cent machines, so we are playing the dollars. We're not given as many dollar machines, so we're having to play $2 and $5. This is the way we fall into the trap of the casino, of them deciding what bets we make. And then we are falling for it. So the best thing to do is, if you see a casino that does not have the denomination you're looking for, go to another casino. If you only have one choice, still go to another casino, because that is the way you tell the casino that you are not interested in playing that denomination, is by not going.
Yep. Speak with your wallet, as they say.
Always.
And think about it too. Like, if you want to think about the other side of this, 20 years ago, quarters and dollars were prevalent everywhere. But now the value of a quarter is basically a lot different than it was 20 years ago. And so a lot of casinos are approaching manufacturers saying, well, we got to keep quarter machines around, because people look for quarter machines. They're still, even after 20 years, when it's worth a lot more than a quarter, they're still looking. So what do? Manufacturers are saying, how about we put them in 9 lines? So they're betting 225. That's what's happening. Have you guys seen that? Have you seen that a lot of your single lines are now 9-line games everywhere? It's driving the bets up, right? It's keeping that quarter or penny. That's what you see, a penny slot or a quarter slot. But in actuality, to get the most out of the game, you have to bet 9 quarters or 200 pennies or whatever the case is. And so it's kind of tricking the player into thinking that you need to bet more to get more action. And so that's what they're going to be doing. Like, we're just going to keep seeing this. Finding those old school single pay line quarter machines is going to be increasingly difficult to find. I promise you, if you do find one, as soon as that damn thing breaks, it's out of there. They're not going to replace it or try to repair it. It's going to be gone. And so, like Dave said, find them while you can. Big shout out to Four Queens. If you are in Vegas, Four Queens has tons of those old school single pay line quarter, 50-cent, dollar machines. It's the place to go if you want to play those old school. And I hope they don't change, because they haven't so far. They've left them in there where everybody else is getting rid of all that stuff, and it's all video penny slots now. They've kept kind of true to the old school, and I hope it stays that way.
Last time I was there, I actually won on Fox and Hound game.
Yeah, that's right. You did. Yep.
I was amazing. You hear me? It's like only like
Finally, you got
$18.
There's
But
only
Mark
3
is like,
possible wins.
what'd you win? And I'm like, I don't care. That's the first time I've ever won anything at that game.
That's right. Definitely true.
Stupid game. The reason I play it though, is because this may be the last one in existence.
That's right. That's
and
right.
I keep playing it because I want them to keep it. Even though I hate the game, I will put $20 in to keep this game around.
Yeah.
Because it's a part of history.
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually, I'm going to give my opinion on this. Jason Majestic Sauce says, since they stopped making pennies, are they going to adjust slot machines? No, because pennies it's still, because they got rid of the actual coin, doesn't mean that denomination is gone.
Yeah.
Right? If you still go to 7-Eleven and it's $2.61 and you pay on a card, it's still $2.61. And since we're not dealing with pennies inside of a slot machine, I think it's gonna stay the same. I don't think they'll change it.
Now here's the thing: eventually, they may not give you a penny. So if you have 91 cents left, you may not get that 1 cent. They're gonna round down.
I think that's probably already happening.
Yeah, it's already happening. There's actually signs at several places that say, due to the shortage of the penny, we may not be giving you the full change. You know, that's the way that goes.
That's the way it goes.
You eliminated a penny thinking it was a good thing, but it only costs you money. It does not save you any money. Because anything that was $2.99 before just became $3.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't understand the excitement around getting rid of the penny, and they're all excited about it. I'm like, no, that's not a good thing. From Isaac Fox, why are there so few multiplayer electronic caps games? Because in order to have a multiplayer game, you have to have a pit to throw the dice into. You can't have a multiplayer game be the bubble craps. You can have multiple people on the same piece, but most of the time they're individual because everyone wants to do their own spin. So essentially what it is on the open tables, you have to have a dealer there to monitor the game. On the bubble craps version, the reason the single one doesn't do as well is because everyone wants to have their own and they want to push the button. I want to push the button. That was my thing. Everyone wants to push the button.
It'd be a bloodbath, yeah. All right, guys. I think we're going to wrap it up for tonight, but thank you so much for your questions. I hope you enjoyed the show as always. Don't forget, Foxwoods a week from Saturday. We hope to see you there. I know a lot of you guys are coming. We are very excited. We can't wait to meet all you guys. We don't come up to the Northeast often, so if you do have a chance to get up there, we hope to see you there. We're going to have a booth, of course, and then you'll see us, no doubt, around the casino filming and stuff. If you do see us and we are filming, do not feel bashful to come up and say hi.
Not at all.
You know, interrupt us, whatever. If you don't want to be on camera, just tell us and we won't put it in your face.
And if you go to the question and answer period after Sloticon with all the influencers, ask us questions specifically. Okay?
Yes.
I have a question for Dave and Marc.
Gamble Smart.
I don't know you other guys. I have a question for Dave and Marc.
All right, guys.
That's going to be awesome.
It's going to be fun. We're really excited. I can't wait to meet you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun out there. So, all right, guys, as always, gamble smart.
Gamble safe.
Be safe out there. Think about that responsible gaming. If you need to go back and rewatch our beginning, please do so because it's a very important message. And we hope that you guys put some of that in practice this weekend. And if you do, let us know next week how it goes. Or if you want to email us and share your stories, good or bad, we're here to listen. We want to try to help
those ads. Watch the ads all the way through. Just quick plug for the channel.
There you go. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, blah, 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 blah. All right.
All that stuff. Yeah. Subscribe, like, and all.
All right. We love you guys. Take care.
Have a good one, gang.